Welcome to the channel, everybody. Today we're diving deeper than a Turkish submarine in the Bosphorus Strait. We're talking about Canal Istanbul, a project so wild, it makes Elon Musk's Mars colony look like a weekend trip to the Catskills. Turkey is literally cutting a new channel through Istanbul, turning this historic city into an island. Yeah, you heard that right, an island. It's like someone looked at Manhattan and said, you know what this place needs? More water. So, buckle up, because we're about to break down why Turkey is risking it all, the potential benefits, the environmental concerns, and of course, the geopolitical power plays. Let's get into it. Alright, first things first. Istanbul, a city that straddles two continents, is a marvel of human civilization. It's a place where East meets West, and history blends seamlessly with modernity. Why would anyone want to carve up a city that's already split in half? The Bosphorus Strait, a natural divide, already does that job quite well. Well, to understand that, you gotta understand the Bosphorus. This narrow, winding waterway is one of the most strategic and busiest maritime passages in the world. This ain't just some scenic waterway with romantic sunsets and Turkish delight vendors. It's a critical artery for global trade and energy supplies. This strait is a maritime superhighway. Imagine a bustling freeway. But instead of cars, it's filled with massive cargo ships and oil tankers. We're talking 40,000 ships passing through every year. That's an enormous amount of traffic for such a narrow passage. That's like trying to merge onto the BQE during rush hour, except instead of cars, it's oil tankers and cargo ships the size of small countries. The congestion is unimaginable, and it's only getting worse. As global trade continues to grow, the pressure on the Bosphorus increases exponentially. Global trade is booming, and the Bosphorus is feeling the pressure. The strait is a vital link in the global supply chain, and any disruption can have far-reaching consequences. It's a bottleneck, plain and simple. Ships are often stuck waiting for days, sometimes even weeks, to pass through this congested waterway. Ships are stuck waiting for days, sometimes weeks to pass through. This delay is not just an inconvenience, it has significant economic and environmental impacts. It's costing businesses money, it's bad for the environment, and it's stressing everyone out. The idling ships contribute to pollution, and the delays disrupt supply chains. Imagine you're stuck in traffic, right? But instead of being late for work, you're holding millions of dollars worth of cargo hostage. The stakes are incredibly high. But instead of being late for work, you're holding millions of dollars worth of cargo hostage. The economic implications are staggering, affecting businesses and consumers alike. That's the Bosphorus in a nutshell. Now, Turkey's solution? Build a bypass. A new canal that would alleviate the pressure on this overburdened strait. A whole new waterway 25 miles long that would run parallel to the Bosphorus. This ambitious project is known as Canal Istanbul. It's like adding an express lane to the maritime superhighway, except this lane costs billions of dollars and requires digging up half of Istanbul. The project is monumental in scale and has its own set of challenges and controversies. Now, the Bosphorus isn't just a traffic jam, it's also a potential powder keg. Remember the Exxon Valdez, the Deepwater Horizon? These environmental disasters weren't just tragedies, they were wake-up calls. And the Bosphorus, with its narrow passages and heavy traffic, is an accident waiting to happen. Think about it. You've got massive oil tankers carrying millions of gallons of crude oil, navigating these tight turns, right next to historic Istanbul. One wrong move, one mechanical failure, and boom, you've got yourself an ecological and economic nightmare. And it's not just oil spills we're talking about, collisions are a real threat too. In 2018, a cargo ship rammed into a historic mansion on the Bosphorus. Luckily, no one was hurt, but it was a stark reminder of how vulnerable this waterway really is. The Turkish government argues that Canal Istanbul would actually make the Bosphorus safer. They say it would divert some of the traffic, reducing the risk of accidents, but environmental groups aren't convinced. They argue that the canal itself could have devastating ecological consequences. Okay, let's talk money. When it comes to mega projects like Canal Istanbul, the financial stakes are sky high. Because let's be real, money talks, especially in mega projects like this. The sheer scale of investment required is staggering, and the potential returns are equally monumental. And Turkey believes Canal Istanbul could be a goldmine, literally. The strategic location of Istanbul, straddling two continents, makes it a prime candidate for such an ambitious project. See, right now, Turkey can't really charge ships for passing through the Bosphorus. This natural waterway is one of the busiest in the world, yet it doesn't generate direct revenue for Turkey. Why? Because of this little thing called the Montreux Convention. This international treaty, signed in 1936, regulates the passage of naval ships and guarantees free passage for merchant vessels. It's a treaty from 1936 that basically gives free passage to most ships through the Turkish Straits. This has been a point of contention for Turkey, which sees potential revenue slipping through its fingers. But here's the kicker. Canal Istanbul wouldn't be bound by that treaty. This new canal would operate under different rules, allowing Turkey to set its own terms and fees. Turkey could charge whatever they want for ships to use their shiny new waterway. This could transform the country's economic landscape, providing a steady stream of income. And we're not talking about a few bucks for a toll booth here. The fees could be substantial, reflecting the strategic importance of the route. We're talking millions, maybe even billions of dollars in transit fees every year. This influx of money could be a game changer for Turkey's economy. That's a lot of Turkish delight. The government envisions using this revenue to fund a variety of public projects. The government argues that this money could be used to fund infrastructure projects, boost the economy, and create jobs. This could lead to a modernized Turkey with improved public services and facilities. But critics say that it's all just a pipe dream, that the actual cost of the canal will far outweigh any potential profits. They warn of the financial risks and the possibility of the project becoming a white elephant. They point to other mega projects around the world that have gone way over budget and failed to deliver on their promises. These cautionary tales serve as a reminder of the potential pitfalls. So, is Canal Istanbul a cash cow or a money pit? Only time will tell. The stakes are high and the outcome remains uncertain, but one thing is clear: the world will be watching closely. Now, Canal Istanbul isn't just about ships and money, it's also about real estate, baby. Because when you carve a massive new waterway through a city, you create a whole lot of prime waterfront property. And you better believe developers are already salivating at the possibilities. We're talking luxury apartments with Bosphorus views, sprawling shopping malls, maybe even a theme park or two. The Turkish government is pitching this as an opportunity to create a new Istanbul, a modern, glittering metropolis that will rival Dubai or Singapore. But critics see it as a recipe for disaster. They argue that the canal will lead to uncontrolled urban sprawl, destroying green spaces, displacing communities, and putting a strain on Istanbul's already overburdened infrastructure. They also worry about the potential for corruption. With so much money pouring in, will the contracts for these development projects be awarded fairly? Or will they end up lining the pockets of well-connected insiders? It's a classic tale of development versus preservation, of progress versus tradition. And in a city like Istanbul, where history and modernity collide at every turn, the stakes couldn't be higher. Okay folks, time to put on our geopolitical hats because Canal Istanbul isn't just about economics or urban planning. It's about power. The kind of power that can shift regional dynamics and influence global trade routes. Turkey, strategically located at the crossroads of Europe and Asia, has always been a key player in regional politics. This unique position has allowed it to wield significant influence over both continents, acting as a bridge and a barrier. And this canal? Well, it's a power move, plain and simple. By creating an alternative route to the Bosphorus Strait, Turkey aims to control a critical maritime choke point. Control the straits, control the flow of goods and energy. This has been a fundamental principle of geopolitical strategy for centuries. The ability to regulate maritime traffic can translate into economic and military leverage. That's been the name of the game for centuries. From the ancient Silk Road to the modern-day Suez and Panama canals, controlling key trade routes has always been a source of power and wealth. And with Canal Istanbul, Turkey would be solidifying its position as a maritime superpower. This project is not just about easing maritime traffic, it's about asserting dominance in a strategically vital region. Remember that little treaty we talked about earlier, the Montreux Convention? This treaty, established in 1936, has long governed the passage of naval ships through the Bosphorus and Dardanelles Straits. Well, it doesn't just limit Turkey's ability to collect transit fees, it also imposes restrictions on the types and tonnage of warships that can pass through, especially those from non-Black Sea nations. It also restricts the passage of warships from non-Black Sea nations. This has been a point of contention for Turkey, which seeks greater autonomy over its waterways. Now, Turkey insists that Canal Istanbul won't be subject to the same restrictions. This new canal could potentially operate under a different set of rules. giving Turkey unprecedented control. They'll be able to control which warships can pass through, effectively deciding the naval balance in the region. This could be a game-changer in terms of military strategy, giving them major leverage in any future conflict. The ability to control naval passage could serve as a powerful bargaining chip in international diplomacy. This has made some countries, particularly Russia, a little nervous. Russia has long viewed the Black Sea as its strategic backyard, and any shift in control could be seen as a direct challenge. They see Canal Istanbul as a way for Turkey to exert more control over the Black Sea, potentially altering the balance of power in this crucial region, potentially challenging Russia's own naval dominance in the region. This could lead to heightened tensions and a re-evaluation of naval strategies by other Black Sea nations. So is Canal Istanbul a strategic masterstroke or a geopolitical gamble? Only time will tell. The stakes are high and the outcomes are uncertain. But one thing's for sure, this project has the potential to reshape the balance of power in the region and beyond. The world will be watching closely as this ambitious endeavor unfolds. So, there you have it. The Canal Istanbul project, a daring gamble with potentially huge payoffs but also massive risks. It's a story about economics, environment, urban planning, and geopolitics, all rolled into one complex narrative. Will it be a success or a disaster? Honestly, nobody knows for sure. But one thing's for sure, it's a story that's going to be debated and discussed for years to come. What do you think? Is Turkey making the right move with this ambitious project? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos on the world's most ambitious and controversial projects. The Suez Canal is more than just a waterway. It is a vital artery that has been at the heart of global trade for over a century and a half. It is a testament to human ingenuity and ambition, a colossal engineering feat that transformed the landscape and the course of history. The canal stands as a symbol of global trade, facilitating the movement of goods and resources between continents, and connecting economies in an unprecedented way. It has also been a key player in international politics, often at the center of geopolitical strategies and conflicts. This 120-mile-long artificial waterway, connecting the Mediterranean Sea to the Red Sea, has been shaping the destiny of nations and the flow of goods for over 150 years. Its strategic location has made it a focal point for trade and military operations alike. Before its construction, ships sailing between Europe and Asia were forced to navigate around the entire African continent, a journey fraught with peril and uncertainty. This arduous voyage could take months, exposing ships to the dangers of the open sea and the unpredictability of weather. The Suez Canal shortened this voyage considerably, providing a direct and safer route for maritime trade. This revolutionized maritime trade, reducing travel time and costs, and cementing the canal's place as a vital artery in the global economy. It has enabled faster and more efficient transportation of goods, boosting international trade and economic growth. The canal's story, however, is not just one of engineering marvels and economic prosperity. It is a narrative rich with historical significance and cultural impact. It is also a tale intertwined with ancient dreams, political intrigue, and military conflicts. The canal has witnessed the rise and fall of empires and has been a coveted prize for many. From the pharaohs of ancient Egypt to the empires of the modern world, the Suez Canal has always been a coveted prize, a testament to its enduring strategic and economic significance. Its influence extends beyond commerce, touching upon the realms of culture, politics, and history. As we look to the future, the Suez Canal remains a crucial link in the chain of global trade, a symbol of human achievement, and a reminder of the interconnectedness of our world. The idea of a waterway connecting the Mediterranean and the Red Sea is not a modern one. This concept has roots that stretch back thousands of years, capturing the imaginations of rulers and dreamers alike. It captured the imaginations of rulers and dreamers millennia ago. The ancient Egyptians, known for their monumental architectural achievements, were among the first to envision such a grand project. As early as the 19th century BC, ambitious pharaohs of Egypt sought to carve a path through the desert. They were driven by the desire to facilitate trade and enhance their empire's connectivity. Pharaoh Senusret III is credited with initiating the first attempt. constructing a canal linking the Nile River to the Red Sea to facilitate trade. This early endeavor was a monumental task, requiring immense labor and resources. Centuries later, the Persian Empire, under Darius the Great, continued the pursuit of this elusive dream. Darius recognized the strategic and economic benefits of such a waterway. Darius's canal, completed in the 5th century BC, fell into disrepair, but left an indelible mark on the region's history. This canal, though not enduring, demonstrated the persistent human ambition to connect these vital bodies of water. The ambition of these early endeavors speaks volumes about the enduring allure of a waterway connecting East and West. These ancient attempts laid the groundwork for future generations to build upon. However, it was not until the modern era that the technological prowess and political will aligned to make this grand vision a reality. The construction of the modern Suez Canal stands as a testament to human ingenuity and determination, fulfilling a dream that began in antiquity. The dream of a Suez Canal lay dormant for centuries, resurfacing with renewed vigor in the late 18th century. This period marked a significant turning point in the history of global trade and geopolitics. The idea of connecting the Mediterranean Sea with the Red Sea was not new, but it had always been fraught with technical and political challenges. Napoleon Bonaparte, during his Egyptian campaign, recognized the strategic importance of such a waterway. His vision was not just about trade, it was about establishing a new route that would enhance France's power and influence in the region. He envisioned a canal that would not only facilitate trade but also bolster France's influence in the region, challenging British dominance. The British, who controlled the sea routes around Africa, would face a significant threat from a direct passage through Egypt. However, a surveying error led to the erroneous belief that the Red Sea was significantly higher than the Mediterranean, rendering the project, in Napoleon's view, impossible. This miscalculation stalled the project for decades, leaving the dream of the canal unfulfilled during his time. It was a Frenchman, Ferdinand de Lesseps, who would eventually bring the Suez Canal to fruition. Lesseps, with his diplomatic skills and unwavering determination, reignited the project in the mid-19th century. A former diplomat with a vision, Lesseps secured the support of the Egyptian ruler Said Pasha, and embarked on one of the most ambitious engineering projects of the 19th century. His efforts culminated in the opening of the Suez Canal in 1869, forever changing the landscape of global trade and maritime navigation. Building the Suez Canal was a Herculean effort, fraught with challenges. The harsh desert environment, lack of adequate technology, and political pressures created seemingly insurmountable obstacles. Thousands of laborers, mostly Egyptians, toiled under grueling conditions, using rudimentary tools to excavate millions of cubic meters of earth. Despite disease, financial uncertainties, and international skepticism, Lesseps persevered. After 10 years of relentless work, the canal was finally completed in 1869, marking a pivotal moment in human history. The impossible had been achieved. The inauguration of the Suez Canal in 1869 was a momentous occasion, attended by dignitaries from around the world. The canal's opening ushered in a new era of global trade, dramatically reducing shipping times and costs between Europe and Asia. The canal's impact was immediate and profound. It transformed global shipping routes, fostered economic growth, and enhanced communication between nations. The Suez Canal had become a symbol of human ingenuity and international cooperation, forever altering the geopolitical landscape. The strategic importance of the Suez Canal did not escape the attention of Great Britain, the world's preeminent naval power at the time. Recognizing the canal's vital role in securing its colonial interests in India and the East, Britain gradually increased its influence over the waterway. In 1875, facing financial difficulties, the Egyptian government sold its shares in the Suez Canal Company to Britain, giving the British a controlling interest. The Suez Canal became a crucial lifeline for the British Empire, facilitating the movement of troops, goods, and resources between Britain and its vast colonial possessions. Control over the canal was paramount to maintaining British imperial power and influence on the world stage. The Suez Crisis of 1956 was a watershed moment in the post-World War II era, marking the decline of British and French influence and the rise of new global powers. When Egyptian President Gamal Abdel Nasser nationalized the Suez Canal, seeking to regain control of this vital asset, Britain, France and Israel launched a joint military operation to seize control of the canal. The Suez Crisis triggered international condemnation, particularly from the United States and the Soviet Union, who opposed the military intervention. The crisis ultimately resulted in a humiliating defeat for Britain and France, accelerating the process of decolonization and highlighting the shifting balance of power in the post-war world. The Suez Canal continued to be a flashpoint for conflict in the decades following the 1956 crisis. In 1967, during the Six-Day War between Israel and its Arab neighbors, the canal became a battleground, leading to its closure for 8 years. The canal's closure once again highlighted its strategic importance and the fragility of peace in the region. Since its reopening in 1975, the Suez Canal has remained a vital waterway, but its operation has been punctuated by periods of tension and conflict, reflecting the volatile geopolitical landscape of the Middle East. The canal's continued significance as a key transit route for global trade ensures that it remains a focal point for international attention and diplomacy. Today, the Suez Canal stands as a testament to human ingenuity and a symbol of global interconnectedness. It remains a vital artery for international trade, facilitating the passage of approximately 12% of global maritime trade, including oil, manufactured goods, and raw materials. The canal's significance is only expected to grow in the coming years as global trade expands. The Suez Canal's journey through time reflects the ebb and flow of history, from the dreams of ancient rulers to the complexities of modern geopolitics. As a vital conduit for global commerce and a symbol of international cooperation, the Suez Canal will undoubtedly continue to shape the destiny of nations and the flow of goods for generations to come.